The method I'm about to use is called hip allocation method, and there is a formula for it. Now this is the waist measurement, the hip, and the length of the skirt. For the formula goes hip divided by 2 minus 1. That is for the front hip allocation. Hip allocation means there is a particular measurement for the front and there is a particular measurement for the back. So we are going to calculate the measurements for each first before we go into the drafting. Now, and for the back hip, we are going to say your hip divided by 2 plus 1. Do you get that? Now in this case we have hip 38. For the front hip is equals to hip 38 divided by 2 minus 1. Now we are going to have, if 38 divided by 2 is 19. 19 minus 1, we will have 18. Can you get that now? That means then 18. For us to use this 18, we are going to divide it into 2. That is, 18 divided by 2 will give us 9. So 18 divided by 2, we have 9. This is what we are going to use for the front hip. Now, for the back hip is going to be 38 divided by 2 plus 1. 38 divided by 2 plus 1, we have 38 divided by 2 is 19 plus 1 is equals to 20. So now this 20 divided by 2, we'll have it to be 10. So our back hip is going to be 10. Back hip is equals to 10. This is what we are going to use for the back hip. Do we get that now? This is the front hip, this is the back hip. For the starting points, mark 1 each inside. Mark the length of the skirt, which is 28. The hip length for this person is 8.5. The waist measurement is 28. 28 divided by 4, we have 7. Plus 1 inch for that, we have 8. Then for the front hip, we are going to allocate 9 to the front hip. 9. Then connect it like this. What you have here, the 9 you have here on your hip line, bring it down to the length, to the full length. This is a straight skirt, not pencil skirt. Now to position her that, we are going to use the bust span divided by 2. Our bust span is 7 divided by 2, we have 3.5 plus half inch, we have 4. So this is 4 here, and we added 1 inch for that. So we are going to take half inch here, half inch here, and you measure 6 for your dart length. So it's as simple as this. But for me, I always remove my darts at the side. If you want to sew in your darts, you can do this. But if you want to remove it, this is another option for you. This is 1 inch that we added. So I'm going to measure the same 6 here and stop there for my dart remover. This is it. So you can either sew this in or you cut it from here. Now we have this for the back. I'll go ahead and cut this out. And here I'm going to come down by 1 inch So if I plus size, you can do 1 inch, 1.25, you know, just to lower that place, and the bulging will be off around here. So this dart is not functioning again, and this will serve as the zipper allowance. This is 1.5. You can do more than that. If I plus size, you can at least go in by 2 inches for a plus size, or 2.5. But for this, I'm doing 1.5. I can manage this. Now for the back, we are going to input the waist measurement, which is 7. The waist divided by 4 will have 7, plus 1 inch for that. That is 8. You know, we got 10 for the back hip allocation, and here we are not going to mark our measurements like this direct from here. You will measure back ½ inch, 0.5 here. This ½ inch we are measuring back is to create a room, a contour for your back area to sit well, to have enough room around the back area. So for you to know what you are going to measure here, whether it is 0.5, 1 is 0.75, you will find the differences between your waist measurement and the hip measurement. That is 28 minus 38 will have 10. The differences I got here is 10. So ½ inch is okay. If you get more than 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, you can do 0.75, 1, at least for somebody with big backside. And you can still have somebody with 40 hip measurements, with the back will not be so big that you can still use ½ inch for. But at least you can use your discretion to know the kind of differences you are going to use to contour the back side. To take the hip measurements, from here you take the hip measurements, which is 10 here. Okay, now we are going to connect this line to here. We are not going to put what we have here in at the hem. For the front, we have 9 here and we have 9 here. What we have here is what we brought here. It is the same thing you have here that you are going to bring to the back hem. Whatever you have at your front here is the same thing you are going to allocate to the back hem, which is 9 in this case. Then take a straight ruler and mark this way. Like I said, this is a straight skirt, not a pencil skirt. From here, go in by ½ inch for zipper bulge. This will take away your zipper bulge at the back. I don't want to have a sharp line here. From here, measure 5 inch, pitch downward, and connect this here. Now what we are going to do now is to measure the zipper allowance. The zip allowance is going to be measured from here. I'm going to add 1 inch as zip allowance, 1 inch here. From this is our new line now, not here, not the center line. 1 inch. Then locate your half length wherever you want the slit to stop. Mostly it stops as half length. So, but since this is a short skirt, I will have the slit to be 8.5, to stop at 8.5 from here. You are still going to extend this zipper allowance up to the half length. You will extend it up to the half length this way, and connect the dots together to form a kind of straight curve allowance. Whether it is a long skirt, it is the same method we use here is what we are going to use. Your slit should be open at your half length. If you don't want it, if you want it shorter than that, then you go down more for the slit. You measure 4 here for the bust span and ½ inch here, just like we did for the fronts. Then, like I said, I always remove my darts for the sake of those who may want to sew their darts. That's why I'm doing this. But for me, I'll just do this and be fine. So this is for the back. Now you have removed the silver bulge here and nothing again. Then we are going to add sewing allowance. I'm supposed to add sewing allowance to this, but I totally forgot. So, but I will do that later. Your sewing allowance will start from here, which is let's say 1.5. You can do 1 inch. 1 inch is also okay. So this is what we have for the back. So we are going to cut this way. This will serve as a zip allowance. We came in here by half inch. This half inch that I contour the waistline with, I always like to return it here, just to balance the front waist. I'm supposed to have returned it here before measuring 1.5. It's still the same thing. So I'll just mark it like this. Can you see? So this is the line I'm going to cut. I'm not going to cut here. So this is the back and this is the front. Now let me show you something. This is what I was talking about when I said I like to return the half inch here to the side. Now if you place the front on the back like this, you can see that everything is aligned at the side. I did not do this, you will have a shortage at the side there. This one is going to stop here and it's not going to be fine. By the time you are sewing it, you see that there is a shortage at the back. So everything is balanced up now like this. So can you see everything aligning? This is how your straight skirt should be, whether it is a long skirt or short or whatever. This is the basic skirt drafting.